Chapter 1. The little town tucked behind the thick sprawl of forest in Cumbria has always prided itself on its quiet. Even in summer, when tourists drift through on their way to the coast, the village remains modest and unassuming. Rows of brick houses, slate roofs, narrow lanes lined with hedgerows that have stood for generations. Tonight, that quiet is torn apart. Flames burst from the upper windows of the house at the edge of Willow Lane, licking viciously at the night sky. The fire roars with a violence that feels almost alive, swallowing curtains, beams, memories, everything. Sparks spiral upward into the cold, evening air, carried by a sharp wind that smells of smoke and scorched timber. The town is in a frenzy. Neighbours pour out of their homes, still in slippers and dressing gowns, some clutching mobile phones, others hauling buckets from garden taps that barely produce a trickle. Someone drags a hose across the gravel drive, fumbling with the nozzle as though sheer determination might make the water stronger. Footsteps pound against gravel. People rush in and out, coughing, shielding their faces with sleeves, dragging out chairs, a suitcase, a small wooden table. They do not know what they are saving. They only know they must save something. The air smells of smoke and panic. "Ring the fire brigade!" a man shouts, voice hoarse, shielding his face from the heat. "I have," a woman calls back, her words trembling. "They're on their way, but the road's still blocked. That blasted telegraph pole that came down in the storm." A ripple of frustration spreads through the crowd. The fallen pole on the bend near the entrance to the village was reported days ago. Promises were made, repairs delayed. Now it stands like a cruel barricade between them and salvation. Voices collide in the smoky air, instructions, curses, frantic reassurances no one truly believes. A dog barks hysterically from somewhere beyond the hedge, its leash pulled tight in its owner's shaking grip. Children are ushered back, their small faces streaked with confusion and fear. And then there is her. Carol Braithwaite. She sits on the low stone wall opposite the house, as though the chaos is happening on the other side of glass. Her coat hangs loosely from her shoulders. Ash drifts down like grey snow, settling into her dark hair. In her hands, she clutches a silver-framed photograph to her chest, not delicately but desperately, as though it is the only solid thing left in a world collapsing around her. Her fingers grip the edges so tightly her knuckles have turned white. The glass is smudged, cracked at one corner. She does not look down at it. She does not need to. Whatever it holds is already burning inside her. A neighbour tries to touch her shoulder. She does not react. Another says her name. Once. Twice. Nothing.